on, guys? Crypto Billy here. Yeah, we were sitting here in the press booth, and we're deciding what we're going to be talking about, some of the highlights of Consensus, some of the things that moved us the most and that we wanted to share with you. And who comes walking up? Our man J Change, man, who just got in the big, bad karate combat fight last night and had just an awesome round and fight overall, J Change. It was amazing to be there. And we were like front row, basically, right behind the announcers, you know. So it was great to be that close when you walked down the stage, you know, that little ramp. Yeah. We were right there too. We saw you kiss your baby. Oh, yeah. It was great. So tell us about how you feeling, man.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys having me here, man. I feel great. You know, I feel like I got into a fight. That's for sure. But spirit-wise, man, like I a lot of people checking out. You're like, how you feel mentally? And like, I feel great. Like, listen, I had 4 weeks to prepare for a fight. It didn't ultimately go as I wanted it to, but at the end of the day, like, round 1 was mine. Round 2, he obviously was TKO, but for me. But listen, I'm so proud of what I did to get to where I had to be to get there, and like, it was such a cool experience, man. I can't wait to do it again.
How much weight did you lose in training for this?
So I when I signed my contract, I weighed about 245 pounds, and I fought at 215. So I lost 30 pounds in like a month.
That is amazing, man. That's some serious training. You're losing that kind of weight. Yeah,
well, I took it seriously, right? Because, you know, like, after the first influencer fight, there was a lot of, you heard a lot of the fighters, like the actual fighters, talk about how, oh, this influencer fighting is really a joke, right? And so, like, I took that to heart. I said, well, I'm going to train like a fighter then. Like, this is a real deal thing to me. I'm not going to just powder puff this. Like, so I was in the gym 2, sometimes 3 times a day, just making sure that I was in tip-top shape. And the ultimate, you know, at the end of the day, I guess you can only do so much in a month, but I felt confident. I felt really good, and I feel great about myself at the end of the day. Like, I already won the fight. I'm healthier. I'm lighter. I'm faster. I'm strong. You know, I did all the things. So I won personally. Like, in the ring, in the pit, no, I didn't win, but in life, I did.
So you, I know it's all promotion and stuff. You got to play a part, certain, you know. But you said you wasn't going to shake his hand or. In the end, you were like hesitating. You ended up kind of like touching it a little bit. What was going through your head?
Well, it's that same kind of thing, you know. Like, it was a lot of showmanship that we did, and you know, making some of the big scenes, and pushing each other and yelling at each other. Like, at the end of the day, like, we're in the attention economy, and you're promoting a fight, so you promote a fight, you have fun doing so. You know. Billy is he's an interesting guy. He's been really interesting to kind of really know behind the scenes a little bit. And so we've been talking at the DMs. I owe him a beer because that was a bet that we made at the press conference, was whoever loses had to buy a beer. So we're probably going to link up today, and I'll get him a beer. We'll hang out, chit chat. I think we're going to be friends after this because, like, he got caught up in some stuff. Like, I wasn't part of Fyre Fest, but he got caught up in some things, and everybody's had some shit that happens in their past, right? And so at the end of the day, I feel like we've got some commonalities between the two of us. So I could use this as a stepping stone for my career, right? Like, who's to say that we don't become friends, and that, we work on some, maybe Fyre Fest 2 is a huge success. I'm going to ask him to MC the show. I want to be like the MC of the Fyre Fest 2. So,
I'll say there's a lot in crypto. There's a lot to say in crypto about being a phoenix rising from the ashes, about having a failure and turning around and being able to return from that and say, hey, I screwed up and I want to do that. So that's awesome that maybe that'll be something that comes out for him, and maybe you'll be part of that. But I just thank you for all of that. Right? It was an awesome fight. I love the environment. I appreciate you just joining us too.
Absolutely. I had a great time doing it. It was, you put on a show, had a good time, and I had a great time. I know everybody in the crowd had a great time. At the end of the day, I didn't get to take home the dub, but, it was really just a cool experience. And all the people that helped me get there, all my sponsors, my family, my wife, everybody, my wife basically changed her entire schedule to allow me to be able to go to training in the morning, go to work, go to the studio, and then, go to the gym again in the afternoon. And we're a one-car family, so, her and my daughter had to basically change their whole jam up to make sure that I was where I had to be. And that I could have done it without my team and my family. And at the end of the day, I can't wait to start getting ready for the next one. But it's going to be a little time. I'm going to take a little time. I'm going to heal
up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I look pretty bad.
So you're you're thinking you're definitely going to have another fight in the future, or you'd do it?
Yeah, the answer is 100%. So, going through this whole deal, going through the Texas Commission, all that stuff, I am now a licensed professional fighter. I'm a professional MMA fighter. And so, being the competitive person that I am, there's a 0% chance that I could have a 0-1 career, right? That's not going to work. So, I got to at least get in one more time to get that square. So, I'm at 1-1. And then we go 2-1, and then we're out. Then we can retire. I gotta retire with a positive record, though.
Okay, let me ask the question that everybody's thinking right now. If there's going to be another fight, is there any chance it's going to be against Ben?
That honestly, we're boys. That would be an interesting fight. We're very similar in size and aggression and all that stuff. That would be an interesting fight. There's really no friendly fight. You got to put that shit all on the line when you go out there and make fists, man. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if the money was right.
Something changes in you when you walk out there and you're faced with that danger. Somebody wants to knock your head off, man. There's something inside you that just laser vision. One of the things, I was right ringside and I was watching your eyes, and it was like, man, you were on it like a bonnet. You just stayed right with him. And I looked at his eyes too, and he was doing that to you, and I was like, man, this is going to be good. Because tell us about that. Like, what is that feeling like?
It was, first off, like coming out there, the emotion. Hey, what's up, brother? The emotion, like the energy, the boost that you get, like, is such a surreal experience. And then, honestly, I've had. Guys in my community have been so supportive, sending me messages, motivation, all that stuff. Carrie, one of my guys, has been sending me pages from this book where, really it's one of the lessons was you stare through your opponent, you stare through their eyes, right? You got to stare basically through their soul and be you become their enemy by doing all these tactics and stuff. And so I was channeling a lot of that. And when you get into a room with I don't even know how many people were there, hundreds or thousands or whatever, and they are all screaming for you. Yes, all of a sudden, and you're about ready to get into a fight, the animal that's inside of you, because we all have one, that animal will come the fuck out.
Another question. Let me ask you, not only did you have your first fight in front of all those people, but you have probably every fighter's dream. You had your first fight in front of freaking Joe Rogan. What does that feel like?
Bro, the moment that we found out that he was going to be there and that was confirmed, it was listen, we've had some of the fighters while I was in training camp were telling me you don't understand the opportunity this is. People fight their whole lives, one, not even on a stage as big as what we did for Credit Combat, but two, in front of someone like Joe Rogan, because that's every fighter's hero is to fight in front of Joe. And so that was so dope. If I could I know I got TKO'd in the second round, but if I had the opportunity to ask him, be hey bro, what did you think of round one? Just to hear, even if he said you look like shit, I would just love it, right? Because he was there, and he's everybody's if he could give you an opinion of your fight, that's a dream come true. And so it was rad, dude. It was so cool.
That was a great question, Dave.
That was an amazing answer.
That is special. Have Joe Rogan there on your first fight. I mean, that is pretty special. I mean, that's something you put in your journal, or you have a picture for your kids, said Dad did this, it's just some good stuff.
Hey, I'll be definitely creating probably a shadow box. My gi pants are bloody. When he opened up my nose, man, that thing, I just kept wiping it out of my pants, so they are good. Put that shit in a shadow box with my gloves and all stuff, and that will be a memory that I have forever. Even as I continue on, that will just be the setup moving forward, because it's just so much goes into it, right? And so I'm a very I'm not a sentimental guy, and I don't really do a lot of the memento stuff, but these are milestone moments in my life, only because I know what it took for me to transform who I was, not just my body, but my mind, who I was into what I needed to be. That is a lifelong experience, a lesson that I will absolutely never ever forget.
So you think some of the discipline that you had to endure and go through the train is going to translate over into your crypto life?
100%. I think it's honestly so far, like every facet of my life has improved because of the training that I went through, everything that I went to go to do that, right? And so I would implore people, and this is what I've been saying on my show too, is like, listen, don't put yourself into an MMA fight if that's not your shit, but do something to challenge yourself outside of your comfort zone that is going to, in some way, shape, or form, improve who you are. Like on my show, we always say, make yourself 1% better every single day, right? You add that up, that's going to just make you a better person, right? But if you do something like this, where it was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, I've never challenged myself so hard. Days where I didn't want to do anything, and that when I say going back to the mentals of working harder, my whole thing was, my mindset was, I'm going to work harder than Billy is. So if I didn't want to go to the gym, then I told myself, well, guess what, buddy? Billy was going to probably go twice today, so you have to go 3 times now because you were not going to go. That kind of thing. So, like, it changed every bit of mentality that I had, from just discipline and motivation to being a better husband, a better father, hopefully a better content creator moving forward, because I, kind of put a lot of stuff on pause to make sure, because I had a short order to get ready for this thing. And so, like, I think when I get back to the studio on Monday, man, like, we're going to start cranking out some stuff with a different mindset and just like with a different really motivation moving forward,
Yeah.
So transitioning into crypto, we got to ask, man, hot picks.
Yes.
What have you seen here that you didn't know before you got here that interests you enough, or haven't you been able to, because of your training and stuff, haven't you been able to really take in the show yet?
Yes, so we just got here just a little bit ago. I've been able to walk by a couple booths, but nothing yet. I just keep having great conversations with people and stopping and talking about the fight. The black eye is an indicator that something happened, and people are like, "Wait, did you fight last night?" It's like, "Yeah." So it's like I haven't gotten to too many of the booths yet, but I got my wife and daughter here. We got the afternoon just hang. We're here all weekend, so we're gonna check into our Airbnb and just like vacation for the next couple days, and so we got nothing to do, so we're just gonna spend the rest of the day checking out all the booths, see who's here, and see what opportunities that we've got in our Web3 space. Because when you come to these conferences, man, the stuff that they're showing you is so cool. You get to have great conversations, that actually meet someone face to face. That's not like the interactions where you have on Telegram, where you don't know who you're talking to. Like you're actually talking to somebody, and that's usually a good indication that there's a legitimacy to what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the interesting things that we picked up here was, if you haven't been over there, J-Chain, the Polkadot booth. They're really going to Polkadot 2.0, and they have a lot of building going on over there. And it's a takeaway that I had, that I was like, wow, I didn't know you guys were doing all this. So if you get a chance, that would be one I would stop in and talk to those folks about. Yeah. It's just, there's so much here at Consensus. There's so much to take in, and like Jay Chains was saying, it's like that stop and have real conversations with people is a little tough sometimes, because everybody's in a hurry and you got lines behind you. Other people want to talk to the people you want to talk to, but it's a really good way to grow your network and grow your contact base too. What do you got for Jay Chains, Tony?
Well, Dave stole my question, asking how it felt fighting in front of Joe Rogan. But man, you had a couple of MMA legends in there. Lex Friedman was there. Golly, who was the other guy there? I can't remember. But that had to add a whole new layer of intensity to it, to have some big names in fighting and crypto to be.
Yeah, and it's cool to have that, and like to really, and that was like that same mindset of not going out there like your typical influencer fighting. Like everybody saw Ansem when he went out, and it was like a joke, right, against Barney. Like that was, I think, one of the biggest fears that I had was just like I didn't want to go out there and make a joke of myself. Especially now that you've got people like Rogan and all these MMA heroes and all these like celebrities, like a bunch of comedians and shit, where they're like, you don't want to look like a fool in front of these people. So like you work your ass off to like, all right, hey man, we're gonna go down swinging. If that's how it goes down, that's how it goes down. But I'm not gonna sit here and dance and look like a fool. So yeah, you just put on a show. But I appreciate you guys having me on to chit chat today about this.
Yeah, so I just wanted to wrap up. And Jay Chains, you've been in the crypto space for a long time, brother. And I just wanted to ask, what do you want to share about your channel? You want to share about the projects you're doing? Because a lot of us know you here, obviously, but there's so many people onboarding into crypto, onboarding into things. Love for you to be able to share whatever you want, to point them to you when you're on live. Any information about what you do, brother.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, guys. Thanks for having a conversation with me today. It's been great. I feel great after the fight, and this is cool. Like, if you guys want to connect, I run a show called Web3 Breakfast. It's Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I didn't do it today. I took today off. Sometimes we take a day off, but it's just a place to collaborate and for the community to come together and have a conversation around like the breakfast table or the water cooler. That's the most important thing that I'm focusing on right now. And yeah, you go. And then we'll get back to the live show in the afternoon where we talk about news and numbers, that kind of stuff. So I mean that's the most important thing. And really just if there's people and community members and projects and voices that need to be heard, all I can say is come hang out with us in the morning, because that's the whole point of it.
Okay, Jay Chains, get back to your wife and kids, man. It's good seeing you. Congratulations, the people's champ right here. Crypto people's champ. So thank you, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
Yeah,
taking the
Jay
time.
Chains, thanks for coming.